Welcome to Anglo Dicto friends. Today you are going to learn simile, metaphor, personification, hyperbole, alliteration, Hana Metropia, and antithesis, side by side pun. These literary devices are very much useful, from class 6 onward. If you want to write anything in ornamental way, floral way, or if you want your reader to understand properly, if you want to convey your meaning properly, you must have the knowledge of rhetorical devices, figure of speech, or you can say literary devices like this. And once again, I welcome you. This video should be watched again and again so that you can learn it and you can use those frequently when they ask you exercise questions, or even in your general English you can enjoy it. So first of all, let me have the definition and example of simile. Friends, simile is an expressed comparison between two things of unlike nature. I repeat in another words for you. A figure of speech called simile, comparing two unlike things using like or as. We use it to compare two unlike things. Unlike things, I say. Similar, never. Unlike things. Then what are those unlike things we compare to? When you say he fought like a lion in the war, then he fought like a lion. He was not the lion, the real lion of the forest, but as brave as fierce as a lion, so like a lion. So when we use as and like, and we compare two unlike things, dissimilar things, then we call it simile. Let us have more example. The pigeons came like swarm of flies. The pigeons came like swarm of flies. So, how the pigeons came? Like swarm of flies. What are they, Suppose lots of locusts or flies are there. So, these are the farmers. They are coming like swarm of flies. So in place of crowd, we have used swarm of flies to make it ornamental. When we say crowd, it's a general thing. And when you say swarm of flies, then that added upma alankar, or you can say simile. I have written here phonetic script also so that you can read it properly. Simile. Okay, simile. So once again, what is the simile? When you compare two dissimilar things by like or as, then they are called simile. Means simile is an expressed comparison between two things of unlike nature. Like or as is used to indicate the simile. Is it clear? Okay, let us go to second one. Second one is metaphor. See, second one is metaphor. When we call it in American English, then it will go to metaphor, or in British we can say it metaphor. Then what is metaphor? Metaphor is simile but direct implied. What do you mean? What is metaphor? Then metaphor is an implied comparison. An implied comparison. An implied comparison between two things. Two things of unlike nature, like simile but direct implied. Like simile but direct implied. So what was simile? Like cotton, like lion, like scorpion. But metaphor, but in metaphor, like cotton, like lion, like a scorpion, but in metaphor, what do? We imply it directly. What do? He fought like a lion. This was simile. But when we say he was a lion in the war, then he was the lion. Like lion in simile. Okay, simile, and this is metaphor. He was a lion in the war. He was the lion in the war. He was the lion in the war. Let us have more example of metaphor. When you say, now I am a lake. See, like a lake, simile. And direct implied simile is I am a lake. Direct. If you see one fat boy going on bicycle, okay, on bicycle, then you call him elephant. For the sarcasm, elephant is going. Actually, elephant is not going. That elephant is not going. Who is going? Boy is going. But in place of saying like an elephant, you say direct what? Elephant. See, an elephant is going. So this is, my friend, metaphor. When you imply anything directly. He is an elephant. In place of saying he is fat, or in place of saying he is fat like elephant, you say, when you find any dangerous man, you say he is a scorpion. So the nature of a scorpion is well known, it is poisonous. So when we see the poison in the nature, then we say the person is a scorpion. How a person can be a scorpion? When we say like a scorpion, then we use simile. But when we say a scorpion direct, we use metaphor. I think these examples are enough. Let us go to the next. Next we have personification. Personification. So what will be the verb of this? Personify. This will be verb of from personification. This is noun, this is verb. Now in Hindi we call it manvikaran. Manvikaran. Let us go to the definition. Personification gives to animals, to inanimate object, lifeless object, or to abstract ideas the characteristics, qualities of a person. How is this? When you say thirsty ground, so ground is not living thing. How ground can be thirsty? When you see cracks and water is demanded here, water raindrops demanded here, when you see the cracks developed, you see the ground, you say the ground is thirsty. So thirsty ground is thirsty, ground is thirsty and wanted water. So ground is thirsty. So actually ground can never be thirsty, but the feeling by looking the cracks or lack of water, we say it ground is thirsty. Then the ground is personified. We are taking ground as if ground has that feeling. Another example is April laugh, the girl is laughter. April laugh, the girl is laughter. April laugh, the girl is laughter. So April is a month. How a month can laugh like a girl? Like a girl, April can never laugh. April, a month, can laugh. But this abstract idea is taken as if that is living and talking and having the expression of human being. So April is personified here. Okay, that is called personification. Okay, one more example. The trees raised its hand. The tree raised its hand in search of water. So this drawing suggests that the trees raised its hands. So you can see the line written as an example that tree has its twigs, branches, boughs. It is not having hands like us, like human being, but we are talking as if tree is living. So this line is another example of personification. Personification. Hindi word manvikaran. When we have the attribute of manav, person, in any inanimate object or something abstract that cannot talk, cannot move or behave like a human being, but a poet describes often like that. Then there we find example of personification. Okay, let us go forward. The fourth one I have taken for you. These are commonly asked, my dear students, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, everywhere they ask for 1 or 2 marks when they ask extract questions, or beyond that it can be used for your own writing and composition of your own poem, and then better narratives. The next 4 number I have taken hyperbole. Hyper plus bole. Hyperbole is an obvious exaggeration. It is a type of boasting. It's overstatement. What is this? Hyperbole. Over a statement. Okay, when a boy says that, my house is so big that the whole world can sleep there. Then first boy says. Then second boy says, okay, my grandfather has a ladder that is so big that when he looks a crescent, then he places it there and he climbs over, and then he can go to the moon. It's so big. Then the first boy asks, okay, where does your father keep that ladder? Then the second boy answers that very simple, he keeps in your house. What this gossip suggests? This suggests that nothing is like that. The house cannot be as big as that the whole world can be occupied there, and the ladder can't be so big that a man or anyone's grandfather or father can go on the moon. So they were using overstatement, hyperbole. They were using hyperbole to each other. So for epigrams, okay, for epigrams we use hyperbole. And I would like to give you more examples to feel you free using hyperbole. I can't wait a million years for you. I can't wait a million years for you. It's not practical that a person will wait this long duration, but that feeling that someone is taking long, why are you lingering? In place of that simple word, don't take long, don't be late, don't linger, the person is using this figurative language that is a million years year, long duration. For long duration it is used, but it is used as hyperbole. Okay, I have another beautiful example of hyperbole. When in Macbeth, a tragedy written by Shakespeare, in Macbeth, Lady Macbeth utters one dialogue. What is that dialogue? It's very interesting. Example of hyperbole. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Something like this. Not exact, but near to this. The meaning was, all the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten these little hands. She is having, or Macbeth is having, two little hands. Okay, and for those hands, a drop of perfume from the file is enough. But what's the dialogue? All the perfumes of Arabia from Arab Sagar, if all perfume will be brought and that will be used to wash the hand, beyond that, yet the stain of the blood, actually they murdered the king, and that scene is felt like that. The scene is so deep that cannot be extrapolated or obliterated easily. So with that feeling, this dialogue is made that all the perfume of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. As when you are very much thirsty and you say that I can drink the whole ocean today. So that will be example of hyperbole. Hyper means extra, over, and bali means bully statement. Very interesting. Okay, let us move to fifth one. Fifth one I have taken, you can see, alliteration. Say with me, alliteration. See, a stress is here. Okay, and here falling stress, rising stress. Okay, a square. Okay, this is square sound. Or alliteration, alliteration, and this sha is read like this, Hindi sha, or this badi shin, Urdu sha. Okay, alliteration, 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 alliteration. So practice it saying like that. By the way, that is the term that named like this, alliteration. Now come to definition part. Alliteration is the repetition of a letter or a sound at the beginning of a succession of words. What have I said? Can you repeat after me? Yes, try to repeat. Alliteration is the repetition of a letter or a sound at the beginning of a succession of words. What do you mean by this? You might have heard some tongue twisters. Peter, Piper, Pecker, Picker, Paper, Deed, Peter, Piper, Picker, Pecker, Pickle, Papers, Papa, Papa sound, no? Peter, Piper, picked. Okay, Papa sound in Hindi. Charu, Chandra, Ki, Chandni. Okay, very interesting. Cha repeated. So when you find this type of expression, it is very good when you compose something, and you must have the knowledge of this alliteration. And in class 7 8 they will ask you for 1 mark. Okay, that which literary device is there, they will give you 2-3 literary devices. Okay, simile, metaphor, hyperbole, alliteration, and you have to choose according to the given line. So this will help you a lot, alliteration. Another tongue twister, can you tell me any tongue twister? Yeah, Betty bought a bit of butter, but the butter was so bitter, so she bought a bit of butter to make bitter butter better. So what am I repeating? Ba. Betty bought ba a bit of butter ba. Okay, so effect is clear. In summer season, when soft was the sun. Sha. So when you find this type of effect, then you have to say that it is alliteration. It is alliteration. So it's easy. The fear of fallout free. Fa. Okay. Fried fish. Fa. Alliteration. Okay. So let us go to the next. I think this much is enough. Peter Piper, Charu Chandra Ki Chandni Chacha. So repetition of what? Can you tell me? A letter or a sound at the beginning of a succession of words. Okay. Peter Piper pick a peck of pickled peppers. If Peter Piper pick a peck of pickled peppers, Where is the pickled paper Peter Piper picked? Betty bought a bit of butter, but the butter was so bitter. So she bought a bit of butter to make bitter butter better. Baba, ba sound. Da da da, ba ba ba. Repetition. Okay. Next is Hana Metropia. Hana Metropia. Anna, 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 ma, ta, pia. Okay. Say Anna, mata, pia. Never read it onomatopoeia, that will be a wrong one. Okay, so after its pronunciation, let us go to its definition. It's very interesting. Onomatopoeia is the use of sounds that suggest the meaning of the word. The meaning of the word means where sounds suggest the meaning. Acha, how is it possible that sound will suggest the meaning? Okay, suppose when I'm composing this video, it's raining outside, so I can listen tip tap tip tip. So this sound is written here. Sound is written here. So that sound. So many types of sound you observe or listen. Sound like hish. Sound. When you are writing sound, H-I-S-S, you are writing sound. No. What sound you listen? You listen? Buzz sound. So sound you are writing. What are you writing? Sound. Innumerable bees. Innumerable bees are buzzing. How disturbing they are, no? Okay, no. They are very good. That is natural sound, no? Buzzing sound. Can you remind me another sound? Rattle, rattle, rattle. Okay? Knock, knock, knock. Rattle, rattle. Tick, tick, tick. Tip top. Bang. Okay? Bang. 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 Okay, bang. So, I repeat. Onomatopoeia is the use of sounds that suggest the meaning of the word. Example: buzzed, cracked, hish, buzz, rattle, tick, tock, tip, tip. Okay, when at night you listen the sound of the clock. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Okay. So all these echoism is collected as onomatopoeia. Okay, so I think it's clear. Whenever you see in any poem this type of sound suggested, then you can say that it has the effect of onomatopoeia. Okay, thank you. Next one, second last is antithesis. So antithesis. Okay, you just open your jaw and close it quickly. Antithesis. Antithesis. Anti, opposition. Opposition. Okay, contrast. Opposition. And thesis means theory. So opposite theory. So what is the opposite thing? What is the definition? Let us define it. Antithesis. Antithesis is that figure of speech in which things mutually opposed. Okay, mutually, Hindi term is parashpar, each other. Mutually opposed in some particular idea of phrase are set against each other. Ideas set against each other. Set against each other. Okay, then what did you understand by antithesis? That is, ideas set against each other. So example is required now? No. Okay, then antithesis example. Willing to wound. See that humorous dialogue. Willing to wound and yet afraid to strike. Is it possible that you will? Okay. Is it possible that you will to wound someone, but you are afraid to strike? You want to kill someone, but you are afraid. Willing and afraid. Willing and afraid. No. So this is some sense and this is some another sense. Opposition. When you are willing to kill someone, you will have to strike. And if you can't strike, then how will you wound anyone? So the statement shows opposition. See another beautiful example so that you can get its better grasp. We are doing example of antithesis. Antithesis. Another example is Dr. Arbuthnot in that writing. You have this example. Marriage has many pains, but celibacy has no happiness. Marriage has many pains, but celibacy has no happiness. So, if someone want to go for wedding, marriage, and celibacy, brahmacharya. Okay, so brahmacharya. Opposition. Marriage has many pains, but celibacy has no happiness. Okay, so antithesis. The latest one, here we find that ideas, what we find? Let us go back. Ideas set against. Antithesis, antithesis, antithesis. Ideas set against. Ideas set against. Okay, next, last one. So for this video, this is the latest one. Okay, latest. What comes at the very end? We said latest. So lastly, I have taken pun. Okay, pun. In Hindi we say it slash alankar, pun. So I have given here pronunciation also, pun. What can you say it? Pun. Okay, pun. So what is this? Pun. When you can play with the word, you know, you can use, you say that you know pun. How can you define it easily? A play on words that are either identical in sound. What sound? Homonyms. Okay. So a play on words. Pun is the use of words where a word could have more than one meaning. Where one word has more than one meaning. One word is used again and again sometime, and that is having another meaning. Okay. For example, we must aim for better billings. We must aim for better billings. We must aim for better billings. So, what is fun here? Here, billings refers to publicity. Billing refers to publicity. Billings refers to publicity. Here, billings refers to publicity. Billings is equal to publicity. As well as money. Clear? Not clear? Okay. Once again, another example. Pun. There is a poem collected by, actually it is a hymn collected by, composed by John Donne, one of the famous poet, John Donne. So the title of the poem is Hymn to God the Father, written by John Donne, where he has used one line that is already written here. When thou hast done, thou hast not done. See the use of done, and his name is also Donne. So this Donne as his name, the same tone is used here as D-O-N-E, D-O-N-E. Done. So word playing with words. So this is a play on words. Okay. Done. Okay. A word and its various meaning. Finally, what is the pun? What is the pun? So finally you remember this line. A word and its various meaning. When a word is used again and again but giving different meanings, then that is the use of the pun. So friends, I hope that we have got enough example for simile, metaphor, personification, hyperbole, alliteration, Hana Metropia, antithesis, and pun. This will help you write better, and this will help you recognize the literary devices in prose or poem. Thank you.